in this little culvert right here. It goes down. Uh, it goes down a hill. There's this little dip in the road, and then the signal's just like fart, and it goes away for a bit there. It's so much warmer this morning than I thought it would be. Oh my god, I misjudged. Wearing a sweatshirt was a poor choice. It was a bad choice. Oh. La dee. And we're coming up on the end of the walk. Yeah. I hate that. My signal craps out back there by the top of the road. And like, then it comes back. And then it goes away again. And it's like, just stuttering all over the place. Hello. Yeah, my signal died, so here I am again on the walk. The walk. Stupid culvert. Lose signal. Had a good channel going. Nice amount of streamers on here. Watching me go for my walk talking about stuff. And then there goes the signal. I'm about to get hit by a truck. Oh well. Yeah, I gotta get out of the way. Luckily, this is my yard. So. Geez, I just realized I walked this entire walk in Vans. I just did this entire walk in Vans. I didn't put my running shoes on, my walking shoes on. I wore a sweatshirt. The hell is wrong with me? I have running pants on, and I have running shorts on under these pants that I'm wearing. How dumb do you have to be in one morning? God, jeeb. Sweatshirt was a bad choice. Reason I like it though is because it's Adidas, but at the same time as being an Adidas sweatshirt, it has like the I'm a man camouflage on it, so it subverts the expectation. But yeah, no, I was talking about how I'm insecure as fuck. I'm insecure as fuck against the way about my age, my hair, my weight. So I go on a walk every morning. I just drank a Coke. I have like one a day. That's it. But yeah, I've been looking at maybe getting hair transplant. And up here, over here, I don't know. But later on this week, getting a haircut. I'm gonna go back to the faux hawk kind of thing going on. I'm at that weird length in the middle right now, but honestly, I'm just gonna cut it shorter, dye it a lighter color. It'll look better then. Whew. Walking directly in sunlight was silly with what I was wearing. Jeez. But hey, that's a mile walk right off the bat in the morning, so that's good. That's a good way to start. So I gotta go to the gym later. It's like a weight day, but I've got to do running. I mean, I gotta do running. I can't keep pushing off running. Like, even though, like, running's great for you. It's unbelievably good. It extends your health. But Jesus, what the cost? Wow. It's just, like, I don't know. It nails it. But, like, the first time I jogged a mile at the gym, I was fucking proud of myself. Because for, like, I walked it for about 0.8 miles. But that last like 0.12 miles or whatever the fuck it was, I don't remember. Like, I actually managed to go at like a jogging pace the entire time, and I was actually really honking proud of myself. I was like, holy crap, I did that. Jimbo Cody. Who's Cody? But yeah, so like, people rip on Planet Fitness. I honestly don't know why. It's a pretty good deal, and I get to go there whenever I want, so it's kind of nice. Jeez. And this is where I get hypocritical, because I'm drinking a Coca-Cola. Like, but go watch Baki. All right, I don't know. But yeah, I start on today. I gotta go get my ID, like not my driver's license, because I need to get that reinstated, but I gotta take a class for that. And in the state where I'm at, they're just getting more draconian with traffic laws. They're like, dude, as much money as we can suck out of you, we are going to vampire the shit out of your bank account. Like, so yeah, you got to pay for the class. If the teacher just decides they don't like your attitude, they can just kick you right out of the class, and then you got to have a new one. But I got one more to go, and then I can go get my driver's license reinstated. But point being, I'm going to get my ID, and then I can call into the doctors, get all the plans settled, and get started on TRT. And by the time the TRT starts working, I'll be on the GLP-1. So, dude, I'm gonna be fucking going to the gym every day and shit. Like, because I'm not taking massive amounts. I've heard people taking like 150 milligrams of test at once. It's like, bro, what? Like, I don't want to be an IFBB builder, like an IFBB bodybuilder. I don't even want to be that big. Like, I'm kind of happy with the size I'm at. Like, just not in the core. I need more core muscle. Like, and having done, like, gymnastics and martial arts my whole life, it kind of gives me an edge up. About ketamine, hell no. No, not ketamine, Rish. Go talk to Elon Musk about that. Apparently, he's quite the fan of it. I've done it way back, but it ain't worth much. Like, it makes you feel wonky for a bit. That's about it. It's not worth it. No drugs are worth it at the end of the day. Like, none of the hard drugs that you get on the street, you know, the ones that you abuse and stuff, really not worth it. Kareen? Well, mushrooms aren't a drug. That's one of those, another things where, like, yeah, people will argue that it's a drug, but it's a natural drug. Like, it comes from a plant. Like, so it's not going to do much damage to you. Like, there's Mike Tyson pointed this out, and he's actually right. Like, there's a reason why, like, coke, heroin, Special K, the K they're talking about there, like, there's a reason why that shit's out of your system in, like, 2 to 3 days. And marijuana, like cannabis and stuff like that, stores in your fat cells. It's because your body knows that those chemicals should not be in there. So it's like, get them the fuck out of here before it poisons our whole body. And, you know, yeah, mushrooms, weed, that's like, it doesn't leave your body as fast because your body's like, this isn't damaging. Just did a bump in my honor. I mean, have fun. We'll hear from you in like 15 minutes. Hello, world. Hi. Pleasure to have you here. Yeah, mushrooms can fuck with you. Since I have, like, I'm on, you know, I'm on the ASD. I'm on the, I have autism spectrum disorder. So when I take, hi, Chris. So when I take psychedelics, they don't mentally send me anywhere. Like, I'm completely lucid when I'm on that stuff. However, I get all of the awesome visuals. So I get all the good, but none of the bad. Like, it's good shit. It shows that I'm healthy, at least in my mental state, as to where I am. But, like, it's cool watching life with, like, HD, like, colors and, like, and you know, all that fun stuff. Yeah, I mean, they weren't really communicating with the gods, but I could even understand why they thought they were. That's for damn sure. And I'm pretty sure they probably use something more akin to DMT if you're talking about, like, people down in South America. Just because, like, cow shit mushrooms wouldn't have been, like, a normal thing. Yeah, peyote or some sort of DMT. They have the Death Vine down there, and that has dimethyltryptamine in it, so that'll make you fucking trip your balls off. You know, I've tried dimethyltryptamine. It was amazing. I met Bastet, the goddess of cats, and she pulled me out of the back of my body as a baby, held me like an infant, and then looked down at me. Well, I couldn't see her. I could hear her in my head. And she said, she goes, don't be afraid. You have nothing to fear. Because you protect my children, you will be saved. Like, and she meant cats. Like, so yeah, and then she put me back into my body, and I like an infant, as a baby, and I went back into my body. It was a kooky experience, man. But yeah, there's a bunch of stuff we don't understand. Like, yeah, but I just think that, you know, when you take a chemical, it's a chemical reacting with your drug. I don't think it opens any chakra or anything like that. But I don't believe in chakras, you know. You know, I was in a building yesterday, and I had two old men swearing to me that this building is haunted, and I don't know how many times I told them I don't believe in ghosts. Like, like they just didn't want to hear me. They just did not want to hear me. I'm like, cool story, man. I don't believe in ghosts. And they tell me another one, and I'm like, dude, these are really cool stories. I don't believe in ghosts. Like, pardon me for thinking so, but like, if I found a way to like bridge the gap between the living and the dead, I would do more than just hang out in my old house. No, see, I don't believe in the simulation theory either, because we'd have to be in a version that is either the first inclination of it or the absolute last, because the system's too buggy in a sense that like things that are designed here are not designed intelligently. And I'll just give you one example. We breathe through the same place we eat. That is not a good that's not a good plan. Brandon, you don't know what I've been through. Yes, I do. I do think they're fake. Every single ghost experience that I've seen and or heard is completely subjective. You need to apply science to it. If you really do think there's a ghost, then you need to conduct several experiments to make sure. How would they fake the voices? It could literally be just either someone fucking with it after the footage was taken, like the "I have the body of a pig," like that bullshit. Like, paranormal experience was look, dude, when I did believe in the afterlife and stuff like that, and I did believe in ghosts, I thought I had experiences with ghosts all the time, but it's because I was looking for it. Your goal as a paranormal investigator is to go in and prove there isn't a ghost, not that there is one. Like, that's how the way science works, man. Dude, believe whatever you want to believe. You're never going to get me to believe in paranormal shit. Like, I'm sorry. It's just not going to happen. Like, you know, all these cryptids, you know, the Mothman, Bigfoot, all that stuff. Amazing stories. I love the stories. They're so cool. Like, but I don't believe that the creatures exist. No. Yeah, I don't believe that stuff. People hear things. Like, I heard someone say they heard like a woman screaming in the woods when there was no houses around, and so they made a recording of it, and it does sound like a woman screaming in the woods. But then go look up what a bobcat sounds like when it screams, because it sounds like a woman screaming in the woods. Like, it sounds like a woman getting killed in the woods. Like, to be fair. It's about whatever you want, useless can. My channel is a useless can of talking. I don't know. I like talking about cryptids and philosophy, theoretical science, any ideas that people have that are fun about philosophy. Or I'm not a big philosopher, but, you know. Nigeria. Nice. Welcome, Windsor Knight. What's it like in Nigeria? I've heard good things, I've heard bad things. Every person I've met from Nigeria is the nicest person I have ever met. So I don't know how it would be a bad country, but, you know, there is a lot of poverty. Nobody should be able to convince you that's how it is. I didn't believe in these things either until my experience, but no one should just believe it. There's a lot of birds that can mimic any sound. That too, see, yeah. There's a lot of birds that can mimic human speech. And like things like that. There's a lot of variables that go into these paranormal experiences that I wouldn't just have to have happen once to me. I would have to have them happen multiple times under the same circumstances and the same variables. You know, that I would have to use a scientific method, and After that, if the scientific method showed me that there might be something beyond that, then I'm willing to talk about it. Yeah, I went to Cat Heaven. The mountain lions scream like... Yeah, Cat Haven. The mountain lions scream like that, and it ends up luring humans on accident. Yes, 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 exactly. People accidentally go into the woods thinking that some woman's getting fucking murdered, and it's a bobcat or a mountain lion. And yeah, and it is scary. It's a scary sound. Some of the sounds that birds make are freaking terrifying. Go look up a kiwi bird, like cutest bird on the planet. One of them, anyway. There's so many cute birds, but one of the cutest birds. But when that thing like screams, it's like, wah! It's the most terrifying sound I've ever heard because they don't have vocal cords, so they make like these crazy sounds. Hi, Eric. Thank you for popping in to say hello. I really appreciate it. I always do. But yeah, like, you know, you learn more about animals and more about what's going, like, just about, like, a lot of these places that have been haunted, like, you learn more about the building, and all of a sudden the hauntings kind of are like, oh, I get it now. Like, I would kind of say it's impossible because nothing has been there to prove it. Of course, they've been talking about ghosts for thousands of years. People for thousands of years didn't have didn't have the science or the ability to explain it, so they found their own way to explain it. I guess I wouldn't say it's impossible, but like maybe in the current idea that we have of ghosts, maybe that's impossible. Maybe there's something else, you know. Oh yeah, that Eric, you're right. That's some scary shit, dude. Like when I would stay out in Michigan with my cousins and whatnot, one of my cousin's husband, he had like 50 acres of land. So we would like just go out there like on four-wheelers and shit. And like yeah, suddenly you'd be walking and then out of nowhere, dead silence. And you notice it. Like that's why when people are like, shit, it's quiet. And you don't have to be like too quiet because that's corny. Come on, like, but suddenly you notice, oh shit, it's dead silent. There's not a single bird. I can't hear a damn thing. So you know there is a predator around you, and so it's just like, oh, okay, what do we do? What do we do? What do we do? Hopefully you have bear mace or a gun on you because that's the only way I'd feel safe. Like, because with cats, you have to make sure you're facing them. Otherwise, they'll attack you. If you're facing them, they're not so quick to attack you, depending on their size and where they are and how hungry they are. You know, it's like with bears. Oh my God, that must have been fucking terrifying, Riv. Holy Christ. On mushrooms? That's what it is. People don't realize that. I'm like, dude, it's not some creepy woods thing. It's a creepy woods thing because everything that lives in the woods is smarter than you when it comes to living in the woods. Like so, so it's like yeah, everything's being quiet because there is something around that is very easily and ready to kill you at any given second. That's why everything went quiet. Someone called me a flag catcher in the USA. Can you explain? I don't think I can. The closest thing I could say is that like you set off red flags in people, which means that you off warnings without knowing it that show that you could be a toxic human being to be around. I don't know. That's all I could think of, and I'm not accusing you of that. I'm just saying that might be, you know. Oh, it wouldn't be one of my streams without somebody who's like crazy religious. Wouldn't be right. That's the only thing I could think of as a flag catcher. Other than that, I don't know. I don't know. Unless you'd be running around collecting flags, then that would make sense. But they would have to be running from you, wouldn't they, in order to catch the flag? You know, I don't know. Like, but yeah, no, I love being out in the woods. But if you're going to walk, like, say, the Appalachian Trail, or the Pacific Crest Trail, like, at the very least, bring very, very, very strong bear mace with you. And at the most, bring that, a knife, and a gun. Nope, I'm not artificial intelligence. I'm barely, like, dude, I'm barely, like, officially unintelligent. I've been on parts of the PCT trail. Is it? I've heard it's beautiful. It's just that those trails scare the shit out of me. Like, just because there's people, at least of the Appalachian one, because like the Appalachian trail, like I don't know who's up there, and there's people up there that don't want to be found. You know, and you got some people that live up there that are wonderful that I've heard to hikers. They'll give them food, they'll give them some, you know, nutritional bars, give them some water, like. But then you got the people up there that don't want to be found. They're up there for a reason, and they don't want to be found. And you might find yourself in a hole in the ground. Yeah. Flak catcher. Oh, you catch flak. Okay. That would mean like people like seek you out to like point out your problems, or that you like unknowledgeably like have problems thrust upon you. Know the ledge before going over the edge. This is wisdom. A sphere has no bottom. The earth is a bottomless pit. Oh my God. Okay. I'm going to stop reading your stuff now. Yeah, everyone I met was really nice, and if they don't want to be found, they go a lot farther from the trail. Yeah, no, they, like, yeah, I assume you either are going to run into them while they were going out to get supplies, and in that case, they're not going to bother you. They want to go home. Like, but yeah, they're going to be way off the trail. But like with the amount of missing 411s that are on the PCT and on the Appalachian Trail, like this, it's kind of spooky. Like, just the amount of people that have gone missing, it's a bit spooky. Especially like when you had like, you know, you had the Northwest Trail Killer, or yeah, and like you had all these like random killers that would be on the Appalachian Trail. Now, I'm not saying that's common. I'm just saying that like that's a reason to, you know, keep your yeah, there you go. There you go. Someone who deflects criticism. Yeah, okay, yeah. That's a real that's a better definition. That's probably the true definition. It's crazy how much wilderness and how much emptiness is. Yeah, no, for real. For real. Like, people forget that like we weren't designed for the society we're in now, and we've gotten very, very, very comfortable. Like, but at the same time, when people are like, well, does, you know, everybody remember the Liver King? Exactly. Like, if say you fall, like, even if you like twist your ankle, like, you might be fucked. Like, legit, depending on like if you have like, you should have like a satellite phone on you, so you can always get in touch with like park rangers or somebody and give them your latitude, longitude to come find you. Like, this is some like yeah, some stuff there. If the earth is a bottomless pit, yeah, when it comes to debts, yeah, if the earth's a bottomless pit, take my debt. Take that. Oh, man. Swallow up my old neighbor. Take him. He was an asshole. The new neighbors are nice, though. Oh, man. Here's the thing. Like, they say the earth is like something like cinquillion dollars in debt, or like quadrillion dollars in debt or something like that. I'm like, to who? I'm like, what planet do we owe money to? Like, do we owe Mars something? Like, do we owe them money? Are they strong arming us? Do they got Jupiter coming over and, you know, putting the muscle on? What's going on? Who the fuck do we owe? You know? Ugh. To the juice. Yeah. I got a problem with soda, dude. I really like soda. I'll admit it. It's an addiction thing. It's a problem. Yeah, we owe ourselves, right? That's so stupid, though. Like, that's so dumb. Because it's not like we have a second option here. Like, it's not even like we can all be like, oh, let's build a massive space station and live on that. Good idea, genius. How do you plan on fucking keeping it going? How do you plan on having fresh water and fresh air in there? How do you plan to tackle, like, space psychosis, which is a real fucking thing? People that have been on the ISS, like, there have been cases where the other astronauts, cosmonauts, you know, the people working on the ISS have had to pull people forcefully away from the fucking cabin doors so that they wouldn't open them in, like, in, you know, in dead space. That's where that psychosis can lead to. Being up there by yourself in quietness. The only thing you're hearing is the whirring and stuff of the stuff that's making the cooling unit or the heating units work so that you don't freeze to death up there. All of the stuff that's recirculating the water and whatnot. No, because once you go to Mars, you can't ever come back. Like, legitimately. Like, once you go to Mars and, like, if you try to... I mean, do you mean, like, go to Mars's, like, orbit and then come back? Because, sure, that's only, I don't know, 8 months? Like, so, yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it's like, who's going to repossess the Earth? Saturn? Does that have some shit on us? Is that why it has so many rings? It's be collecting debt? Like, Neptune's its little Nepo baby, so it gave it one ring just to be like, here, you can feel, like, superior to the other planets. It's all good. Like, I know you lost one of your moons, and they called it Pluto and said it was a planet, but now it's just a moon. I get being pissed off. Thank you. I'm thinking of getting rid of it. People keep making Hitler jokes, and I don't like it. It kind of does get under my skin. I really, like, if there's one person that, like, if I could spit, piss, and shit on his corpse, it would be Hitler. You know who the other one is. But thank you, Lucas. Thank you. Like, now that the beard's coming in, yeah, it looks better. And especially now that it's coming on the sides. Like, it's funny, though, because people that, like, I'm a leftist, but I'm not that leftist, you know what I mean? Like, I'm not hyper leftist, you know what I'm talking about. I don't want to be offensive to anybody, but, like, I'm not like, the purple-haired, green-haired people that are, like, they're not pushing an agenda, that's for sure. Like, I hate that whole thing, the gay agenda. Like, if there was a gay agenda, it failed a long time ago because no one's turning anyone gay. Plus, I don't think anybody's trying to. But I'm not that left. Like, I'm left enough that I'm spitting in circles, but I also have what's known as common sense. Yeah. Like, I guess you could call me Midwest blue, I suppose. But Pluto was a lot of my friends' favorite planets. They were like, it's so cool because it's out there. It's in the middle of nowhere. It's the farthest one out. It's our smallest planet, but unfortunately, it's not a planet. It's a rogue moon. It used to be one of Neptune's moons, and then it just went too far off orbit, and then it got its own orbit around the sun. And after that is the Kuiper Belt, so there is no, like, Planet X or anything like that. So, womp womp. All of our fun little things that we had when we were kids, like Planet X, Pluto had it coming. No, I'm just kidding. No, it just turns out Pluto is a rogue moon. Yeah, but they're just broken off pieces of Pluto. I mean, sure, they're not big enough to be declared moons. That's the thing. That's why Pluto isn't a planet. It's not big enough to be a planet. It fits the description. It fits the weight categorizations and the mass categorizations of being a moon. Yeah, I know, but when I originally cut my mustache, it was like here at the edge of my lip. So people were like, just cut it a little shorter and you got a Hitler mustache. I'm like, even during that time, people didn't think Hitler's mustache looked good. I disagree with that. My opinion, Pluto is absolutely a planet. See, that's not an opinion, though. You're just wrong. Like, you can have an opinion against science, but it means you're just wrong. Like, Pluto is a rogue moon. Is what it is. But, Charlie Chaplin did the grease paint, makeup like that. I don't know who in their right mind would wear a mustache like that and be like, I'm looking good today. I'm popping. Like, I don't know, man. Like, fucking hell, man. It's like some of these guys that, like, they'll record their routine throughout the day. So they'll, like, record, like, everything they're doing. Which I think is cool because, they're not doing damage to anybody. There is no agree to disagree. You're just wrong. I'm not saying that to be rude. Just go look it up. Like, so is oxygen, but it's real and it's there. And it's meant to explain something in a physical sense so that we can understand it in the physical world. Technically, they're like 12 planets after. They all are dwarf planets that are after the Kuiper Belt. They have nothing to do with our galaxy whatsoever. I'm sorry, galaxy, yeah. They certainly do, but not with our solar system. But, yeah. I didn't know that, like, space psychosis was a thing. That scared the hell out of me when I found that out. I was like, there's been astronauts up there that literally try to open the doors. And, like, yeah, it's a dwarf planet, and it doesn't have an orbit around our around our solar system, so it's not part of our solar system. I'm not saying there's no other planets other than our solar system. There's billions. What's crazy is that, like, we can't seem to find. We're just having a hard time finding planets that have life on them, and that life that we found on Mars is actually like it is a bacterium, but it's like a fossil of like a 2 billion-year-old bacterium, to when Mars was more of it was in the more of the closer of the Goldilocks zone, so it had, like, you know. That's funny. Right, it's that so we can understand it. And to be considered a planet, you have to have enough mass. To be considered a moon, you have to have mass. Every celestial object has to meet a certain criteria in order to be called those things. The ones that I think that are interesting are the ones that are tidal locked with, like, with their sun. And they'll, like, say, like, the one side of the planet will always face the sun at all times. So you've got, like, one side of the planet that's literally like just an oven cookie on one side, and then you've got the other side of the planet that's just a frozen wasteland. But then right around, like, the edge, right in, like, the middle, that makes it like a habitable zone in the middle for life. Those are interesting because I can only imagine what life would, like, be like if it formed on a planet like that. But it's interesting that, like, we're having a hard time finding complex life on other planets. So maybe it is, like, maybe we are a little more special than we thought as far as that goes, as far as the planetary habitation goes. Just because, like, we as humans aren't that important because the dinosaurs were around so much longer than we were. I don't want to argue about planets anymore. I don't want to argue, period. Let's just admit that our solar system and the galaxy around it is unfathomably awesome. Unfathomably awesome. Especially, like, nebulae. I think they're amazing. Nebula, whatever. You know, the leftover gases of exploded stars. Like, it's just, like, it's beautiful. It's absolutely beautiful. And, like, the sheer mass that some of these stars have, oh my goodness, like, it's just unbelievable. The size and the quantification and the distance and all that. That even it takes light to travel, like, you know, the fastest thing. I did. I saw that, like, yeah, there's H2O water on Mars. But I mean, I knew that already. Mars used to have, like, huge oceans of water, and you know, it was a planet that looked a lot like Earth at one time. It was further into the habitable zone. I'm not sure what happened. Something came along and knocked off its atmosphere and just made it into a ball in dead space. Yeah. Oh yeah, no, I totally agree. We're definitely not the only intelligent life. I would never ever say that. Like, of course there's alien civilizations out there. Of course there's, like, beings out there. That to say otherwise would be unbelievably ignorant. It's just that I don't know if we're ever gonna run into them. You know, I don't know if we're ever contact them. Okay, so it's a dwarf planet. Cool. But yeah, I mean, they're like in infinite universe. There's no like right there. The word infinite. That means there's infinite possibilities, which means there's no option but there to be life on other planets. Like, I just don't know if we're ever gonna meet them. I hope we do, but I don't think we ever will. I don't know if we ever will. Thank you, bro. Like and subscribe if you like. This channel is mostly about me playing music. It's not usually me babbling, but on my walks in the morning, I like to talk to people. What is up, James Chambers? Coming up in here. Entrance music. Boom, chicka boom, chicka boom. There you go. So, yeah, we're just talking about the solar system and the unbelievably unfathomable possibilities of theoretical science that could exist. Like, one of my favorites is definitely time dilation. You know, like the idea, like I mean, it's not even an idea. It is a real thing. Like, you know, it follows, you know, it follows Einstein's theory of time dilation, and I mean, it works here on Earth too. You can kind of notice it, like, you know, when you're 5 years old, a year feels like forever, because it is. It's 1/5 of your life. But like then when you're, you know, my age, you know, turning 39 in like 19 days, to you know, so 1 year is 1/39th of my life, so it feels shorter, and that in itself is time dilation. Plus, don't realize maybe there's been other planets full of life and they have come and gone. Yeah, that's a complete possibility as well. Turning from a class 0 civilization to a class 1 civilization might be like the hardest move for like any sort of life, because that involves everyone on Earth coming together to be able to literally like control the weather, and, you know, have control over, or is that a class 2? No, class 2 is like Star Trek, where we've sent people out to explore and stuff like that. A class 3 is like what? I'm sorry, Satala. The class 3 is more like what you would consider like the Empire from Star Wars, where they've habited multiple planets and multiple solar systems. It'd be like that. If we can make it to be a class 1 civilization, though, I mean, or a class 2, we'll never go extinct. Humans would never go extinct ever after that. I have to refill my water bottle. Dum 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 dum. Joseph Smith was called a prophet. Dum 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 dum. He started the Mormon religion. Dum 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 dum. Dum 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 dum. Dum 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 dum. Let's see. Ooh. Hi, Satellizer. Look at my girl. Look at my girl, baby. You have food and dry food. You don't need more snacks. Little noodles. Hi, Bastet. How's my fluffy girl? You're not getting outside, no. I know. I could let them be outdoor cats, but I want them to live a long time. What's on the other side of a black hole? No one knows. Even not even level 1, we gotta get our game up. Yeah, we're class 0. Yeah. Time dilation is the coolest thing in my mind, because like, Neil deGrasse Tyson gave a really good example. Like, if you flew out at like 99.9 the speed percent the speed of light, and you flew out, say, I don't know, 5 years, or I don't know, 5 light years. Yeah. When you came back, you'd only be 10 years older. Everyone around you, there's a good chance they'd be dead. Like, because, like, yeah. The I'm pretty sure the surface area has to do with mass, which is directly correlated with the volume, but I don't know. Whatever. Whatever, man. Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's true that thing that we age slower the farther away from Earth we get. That is absolutely true. They did that with those twins. I remember hearing about that. Good call. Good call. Do I own it? I'm renting it right now with my mom. No, I'm not just sitting here while she does like yard work. I offer her to help all the time, and she says no. She says no. She doesn't want help. I keep offering it. She doesn't want it. She says it keeps her busy, so here I am. But yeah, we had to sell our house so that we could. We did own it, but we've owned it my whole life. But for now, yeah, we have to rent it, and the money that, a good chunk of that money that we're getting is going to replace these because they're ridiculously expensive because the American health system is a joke, to say the least. I love that episode. And I love that so many Mormons didn't get the joke. And I love that so many ex-Mormons got the jokes. That's some funny stuff to me. I've met a lot of ex-Mormons that are no longer religious at all. What would you feel if USA is no longer the sole superpower or loses superpower status? I mean, it's going to. It's inevitable. So I don't care. Life will continue on, and I will continue on with my life making music, and that's my thing. I want to make people happy with music and make enough money to have a family. The U.S. is going to collapse as a superpower at some point in time. It'll probably be China becomes the next one. Even though China's falling apart, they put their money into they say they put it into civic stuff, buildings and cities and stuff like that. And it's dude, you barely put a scrap of what you make into building cities and taking care of your people, or taking care of the facilities that they work in. All of the money that you has goes straight to the government and the military industrial complex that's over there. Don't bullshit me. That's a good, actually it's a good state of mind to have, Lord of the Pancakes. Don't go down with a whisper. Go down with a fight. Go down with a roar, Yeah, exactly. It's interesting. Ooh, if you made me choose, put a gun to my head, because I don't like either one of them, grape juice. When I was in rehab, I survived off of cranberry juice. All they would give you is cranberry juice, apple juice, or water. So, cranberry juice, orange juice, or water, or milk. And so I was just just give me the fucking cranberry juice. Oh my god. It's what are you gonna do? What is to be done? But since I was cool at rehab, I got. I'm not gonna lie, I got coddled a bit. They would let me stay up a little later. They would let me draw a little longer, stay up drawing a little longer. Stuff like that. They were nice to me. They were really nice to me. But the place I went got shut down. Another example how much the government cares about you and your health. That was probably the best rehab facility that we had there, and they got rid of the best part of it. They kept the rehab, but they got rid of the best part of it, which was the clinic. So now people, when they go in there, it's the same place Jimi Hendrix went to dry out, but that's exactly it. They go there to dry out and then come out and go back to the drugs. It's called spin drying. You go in there so that your tolerance goes down, and then you come out and you start using it again. But that's how people die, because then they go back to using their old Hi, Timothy. I'm doing well, thank you. Because they'll go back to their old dose, and then they'll kill you. But I'm glad. I've been clean for 4 years, and I'm quite happy with that. It's a better life than what that other life had to offer. Gross. I mean, when I went to rehab, our cigarette breaks were outside. They were only for like a half hour. And what do you want people to do in rehab? They're getting over being sick and trying to learn coping mechanisms. So there's not much else to do besides sit around and eat. And you only eat when they let you. That's awesome, Eric. That's kick ass. That's awesome. 4 years to me feels like a big time. And, so 12 years. I went to rehab for drinking. Yeah, I mean, we all got, like, people need help sometimes, That's why I don't like when people are like, oh, I didn't have to go to rehab. I like, like it's a tough guy thing. And it's like, bro, as long as you got over it, That's possible too. Food addiction's just as real as a drug addiction. It's just as real. Like, because I've seen my 600-pound life, and the way they live reminds me of a drug addict. It's like, oh shit, like but you can be fat or you can be mean. You can't be both. Like, you pick a lane. But yeah, no, I would never judge anybody ever for having gone to rehab. Exactly. You know what? If rehab helps you, kick ass. If rehab's not for you and you need to go about it a different way, as long as you end up healthy at the end of the day and off that drug, good. Like, because, your family's going to love having you around longer. Your kid's going to love having you around longer. And, your loved ones are going to love having you in the world. Exactly. An addiction is an addiction is an addiction. From drugs to food to gambling to the weirdest shit, dude. The weirdest shit. Yeah, she said no, 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 and then she died. That wasn't her fault, though. I'm not making fun of Amy Winehouse. She got taken off of her benzos way too quickly, and that caused her to have like a seizure. Or did she die of an overdose? I heard that it was because she got taken off her meds too quick. And when you get taken off of benzodiazepines, they can't just take you off that shit. They gotta wean you down because the side effects don't come into play until about 2 weeks later, and it can manifest as seizures, as literally just blacking out and just dying. Like, because it has the same effects as alcohol withdrawal, and alcohol withdrawal can most certainly kill you. Did you see Neil Patrick Harris's birthday cake of Amy Winehouse's dead body? Yeah, search that shit up. I'd be like, Neil, I'm glad you invited me to your Halloween party. I just have a personal question. What the fuck is wrong with you? Like, legitimately, like, what? Like, goddamn. But yeah, it's crazy shit out there. I can't believe all of the comedians that went to Dubai. Hi, J-Fam. Hey, useless. Yeah, no, Neil Patrick Harris had a cake that looked like Amy Winehouse's, Kanye West has lost his fucking mind. That man he didn't want to admit that he actually does have bipolar, so he thought the government was trying to poison him and shit. Now he's gone full on Nazi, KKK, Black Jesus, Black Hitler. I don't know what the fuck. The man has lost his fucking mind. Like, who would have thought you could get so much money that you just fucking lose your fucking mind? I mean, I guess Phil Spector did that too, but goddamn. Like, Hi, Anja. Neil Patrick Harris was Doogie Howser, yes. No, he was just being a complete asshole at the Grammys, and I think he did that on purpose, because like he did that thing with Taylor Swift, and then his next single was like "Let's hear it for the assholes" and stuff like that. So I think he was doing like a public thing, honestly. Yeah, that thing right there. Yo, if he had came up on stage and like tried to touch my thing, I would have socked him in the mouth. I'm sorry. Like I worked hard for that award. If that had been me. Or if I saw him coming anywhere towards the stage while I was accepting my result, I'd be like, Kanye, you make one more step and I swear to Christ, I'm coming at you. Like, it's like, there's behavior that we should not tolerate, and Kanye's one of them. Like, it's like, bro, I know you got a lot of money. I also know you're fucking broke. Like, but I do know that you're a decent dad. So, yeah, yeah. And Kanye just lost his fucking mind, dude. He's gone. He's out. He's cooked. He's cooked. Yeah, like, it's like, and it's just gonna get worse. It's like, Kanye, this, I know why you're doing this. It's a pull to get fans back, but this ain't the way to do it, man. Yeah, I can't remember the theme song, but yeah, I guarantee if I heard it, it would probably be in my head all day. No, Doogie Howser, yes, him. He made, look it up. Look up Neil Patrick Harris's Amy Winehouse cake. You'll have to turn the safe views off because, dude, it's fucked up. It's fucked up. I'd be like, Neil, you're cool. I like you and everything. Your husband's a great guy. Your kids seem wonderful. What the fuck is wrong with you? Like, legitimately. Like, seriously. Like, there's a joke, and then there's a limit, Like, fucking Christ. See? I also saw the picture of Paul Walker after he crashed his car. Yeah, dude, he's unrecognizable. Him and his friend in the car. You can't tell. I mean, which one's which. You can clearly see them, but they don't look like people anymore. And that sucked. Paul Walker. Although Paul Walker was a diddler. He liked little girls. Right? Like you look up that picture of that of Amy Winehouse thing, and you're just like, I immediately regret my decision. Uh, but it's there. Yo, Holly weird, right? Poopa. So now you see like why I would walk up. Yeah, with Chris Farley too. And what's weird is that his last words to that hooker he was doing speedballing with were the same last words that oh Christ, John Belushi said. Their last words are I like thank you, Anja. German kick ass. Yep, it was don't leave me alone and please don't leave me. And she took pictures of him and sold it to the fucking tabloids. Like fuck her, fuck her. Like ugh. Just because you're a prostitute don't mean you need to act like a scumbag, Hey, Mr. Spaceman, I'm a rocket man. Rocket man, burning out his fuse out here alone. I don't know about that. I don't know if people are worse. It's just that they have more easy access to post disgusting shit. Like, I think people have been like this. It's just that now You know, where someone would take like a picture and then they'd share it around to their friends, or they'd give it to the tabloids. Even the tabloids, like, they didn't show it that much. But nowadays, yeah, it's plastered all over the internet. Yeah, I don't do that. I don't do that. I can safely say, girl loop and smoke. I don't do that because I learned a long time ago. I have a story called the blueberry story. There is a woman walking in front of me at the grocery store. She had one of the containers of blueberries, and she accidentally dropped it. Poor thing. And she's down on the floor trying to pick up all these blueberries. And I'm watching people just standing around her, just watching this poor little thing just try to pick up blueberries. So I'm like, nobody, nobody, nobody. So I got down and I started helping her pick up blueberries. Then people started helping pick up blueberries. So like I realized that if you don't do it first, ain't nobody gonna do it. You can't control what anybody else is gonna do, but you can control what you're gonna do. So if you're gonna help somebody, you know that you can. So go do it. You know, don't wait for someone else to take the lead. Influencers dying. I know, right? Aaron Carter. I didn't know King Cobra died. That's like I only learned that yesterday. That's fucking crazy. Only USB Blade. He died? Jesus. I don't know about that. I think that morbid things should be on their own spot on the internet and stuff like that because I mean, you know, Best Gore and Rotten.com and Ogrish, those all existed before social media and stuff. Those existed when I was like in early high school and in the late in like the mid to late 90s. So like gore sites have always been around. It's people just seem to have this very what's the word? Dark Side Phil, DSP Gaming. I wouldn't know enough about him, honestly. I've heard of him, but I'd have to see them. The interesting part is that we learned that like all of our heroes from when we were kids, you know, like in yeah, like when we were in, you know, we were growing up looking at our idols and stuff like that, you know, mostly from the 80s, that they were all pedophiles, you know, like, like all of them, like most of them. Pete Townsend, Chuck Berry, Steven Tyler, Mick Jagger, David Bowie, all of them. Like, and it sucks because it's just like it's you know. I'm sorry that I'm squinting. I don't have my glasses on. Yep, the bystander effect. I refuse to give in to that. Although I've learned why that happens in China. You know how you'll see someone like on the street in China and they're fucking bleeding out and people just walk past them? Well, apparently if you like try to help them, you will get charged with the bill for the ambulance and all the other stuff. So people have just been like, nope, I can't afford that. So they literally can't afford to help one another. It's fucking crazy, dude. And in India, you got the caste system that's still around. So literally, like, you'll see someone beating someone to death in the street, and they'll be like, oh, he's a Dalit. And then no one will fucking care. It's crazy. DSP Gaming is the most inseparable person I listen to. The only thing I know about him is the grift off of everything. A lot of them do. A lot of them seem to grift off of anything possible. For you page again, I've been looking for your Yap section. Thank you. Dark Side Phil, right? I swear to Christ, I've heard of him. Is he another one of those like red pill jackasses where it's just like, you know, they want a girlfriend but they can't like understand the concept that they hate women? Like there's a lot of them out there right now. Like, why can't I find a girlfriend? Because you actively hate women, dude. Like, if you say like all these negative things about women, why would a woman want to date you? You know? And like same thing on the other side. You know, they're like all men are garbage, but then they're looking for men and like like, or, if they came to me, I'd be like, I thought all of us were garbage. Like, and they'd be like, well, not you. It's like, so you don't see me as a man. Cool. Awesome. Like, you just need to, but that's not everybody. It's such a small percent. It's the smallest percentage of the smallest percentage. They just happen to talk the loudest, and the internet loves focusing on them because, let's face it, it gets clicks. It gets people able to have really high incomes from being on the internet. I'd rather perform music, and if people want to give me money, cool. I'm not asking, though. It's not your, it's my job to fund my music and to make the product good enough for you to want to pay money for it and stuff like that. It's not your job to just support my project. There's so many people out there. I'm sorry, I'm watching a hawk. But there's, so there's just so many people out there that like are just grift. They'll they'll have a super chat and they'll be constantly asking for X amount of dollars. This about $1. This about $1. I'm like, dude, just do what you love, please. That's what people came here to watch. Like, it's like, which is why I prefer doing these and like playing piano. I just like did one last night because I had such a shitty stream in the car that I just deleted it and I fucking made another one. But boy, like after a while, the trolls they pile up on here, Keith Thomas, and it gets exhausting. Like, feels like being in elementary school again. Oh boy. Okay, so gotta go to the DMV today. That's always fun. Yeah, like, oh my god, they should just like, they should at least you can still call it the DMV. Hi, Sir Winston. Keith, I think I said hi already. People just hating because they don't have a tail into themselves. Yeah, I think you're right. Girl Up in Smoke. I just realized that's your name. Oh my god. I thought Lupin because Lupin means wolf. I'm sorry, dude. Oh my god. My bad, girl. That's fine, Manthan. Some people are better at handling trolls than I am. I'm hypersensitive. Because like I just got bullied so much when I was young and I was a pussy. I was a sensitive boy. So I didn't know how to like fight back. And my dad was a weak man, so he never taught me how to fight. I had to go to martial arts when I finally got to like high school, and then I finally started feeling comfortable like to not get the shit kicked out of me. Because there were, I don't know, there was the big guys in high school that, I wasn't scared of them, so they really wanted to kick the shit out of me. Like, that's just not a comfortable environment to be in. No biggie though. I mean, like I get it. Pulling someone's leg, it can be a fun time, and it's hard to read inflection. You can't really read when someone's messing with you. It'd be nice though if you could. That'd be cool. It's all good, man. It's all good. Like, I mean, those were shitty years, but like they made me tougher. You know what I mean? And there you go. I guess they're not that big. Like I don't got much of anything going there. I don't have like the big biceps. I got like like I've got long biceps. So I don't have the big, muscles like the other guys do. But they're there. But they're slimmer. I have more of like a swimmer's body. I did not go through physical abuse, thank Christ. I had the most wonderful I had the most wonderful parents on the planet. They gave me such a blessed childhood. It was the other kids, man. It was the other kids, and it was never like physical because it was a private school. So all of those kids were bitches too. So they would just like rich kid shit. They just find the most sensitive kid in class, just gang up and just like a pack of dogs, like, but It is a marijuana pen. Yes. It tastes like cinnamon toast crunch. It's my favorite one. Yeah, yeah. It was absolutely mental abuse. And then when I started growing my hair long, the boys were like, I think we had 11 girls in class and like 9 boys, and they're like, "Hey Christian, there's 12 girls in this class." Because I was growing my hair out long. My hair was this long, parted in the middle, this long. It is a beautiful day, Yogi. It's a wonderful day out, actually. Um, and back in the '90s, like teachers would not only observe this behavior and let it continue. Sometimes they actively participated in it. Yeah, it fucks you up. But then I went to like just public school, and that hardened me up for like just dealing with regular human beings. So like I do think like private school is best for intelligence. Public school is best for social interaction, and you need both. You got to have both. Oh yeah, as far as bullying goes, that's what I went through is nothing. It was all psychological and shit. But like having autism and being hypersensitive and being a sensitive boy with, I was, um, I was emotionally sensitive, so I took it really to heart, But, you know, yeah, the public schools make you street smart, exactly. I don't know. I don't know why like bully boys pick on guys with long hair, and then they'll have long hair the next year. It's funny. Yeah, it is, isn't it? It's like it's simultaneous. Like it's like the best time of your life, and you remember like the best memories, but then you like suddenly out of nowhere will remember one, and you're like, oh yeah, high school sucked sometimes. Like, but like by the time I got to high school, I could handle myself, so I wasn't really worried. Well, freshman year I couldn't, but then I realized that like I was gonna get made like picked on for like if I didn't do something. So I went to martial arts and started learning stuff, and then I wasn't scared of anybody. Emotionally sensitive people are usually the people that end up addicts. That's why someone in a sober group once said, and it made sense. It does seem to be that way. Like I think it's to try to numb that, you know, in a ways, you know. It's also like that for me being an artist. It's that I think like any sort of person that has like an artistic inclination has like this like idea of like yeah. What was I gonna say? Shit. Um, that they're more inclined to like become drug addicts because like of adventurous mindsets. Like they're like I want to. They're open minded to kind of everything to the point that it can be detrimental. Um, that's why I love that whole thing that like weed is the gateway drug when in reality it's alcohol. Like it's totally alcohol. It's Christian Wounded Fox. Pleasure. No worries, Mantham. Have a good day. All right? Yeah, you said you gotta go. Have a good day. Be safe. It's crazy out there. That's for sure. Yep. Currently am. Yeah, you're numbing it because like you want, like especially with heroin, like it shuts off all of that anxiousness and fear and tension and guilt and everything. It just shuts it right off. Like so, yeah, it's crazy, man. How much debt? None currently. Um, I paid off all my student loans, so and luckily, my mom and I got a deal where like we actually don't have to pay rent for like 5 years. We actually get a check back. But uh, I haven't noticed it. Yogi. I've been smoking it for since I was 19. I'm 38, about to turn 39 in like 18 days. I haven't noticed any cognitive decline. And I did jujitsu, which involve and martial arts, which kind of requires a sharp reaction time. And I've done it while high. Also, Nate Diaz, those dudes are high as fuck all the time, and I wouldn't fuck with them if you fucking paid me. I agree with you completely, Blonde Sonic. Fuck heroin. I've been sober off heroin and crack for like 4 years now. I ain't ever going back. Never going back. No way in hell. No fucking way. But like people consider, cannabis a drug and all right, Dawson, be safe, be well, and make sure to take care of yourself out there. It's a crazy world at the moment. But easy, you have brains. Joe Rogan never had anything to do with me liking jiu-jitsu at all. And at one point in time, Joe Rogan was kind of an open-minded, liberal kind of dude. He just got stupid because of the steroids, and now he's the thickest fuck I have ever fucking seen. And like I hate it because I'm like, dude, I kind of like appreciated your mindset. Like, and now you're just a stooge. Like, it's ugh. It's ugh. I used to go to the gym high. Now my mind just doesn't feel all there for a couple of days whenever I touch it again. Drinking every day hasn't helped. Yeah, it's the drinking that's doing it, bro. It's the drinking. It's the drinking. It's the drinking. I promise you, it's the drinking. The weed got there first, but it's the drinking. Like, cause like, I'll admit, yeah, like there's some people that are straight up addicted to weed. Like if you gave, like, I think there's that Kaisen Nat stream where he like got some of his homies to like try to quit smoking pot for like 30 days. And like some of these like youngins, they crashed the fuck out. And I'm like, dude, if someone told me, yo, I'll give you 100K if you stop smoking for 30 days, I would be done smoking by the time they stop that sentence. Like, wow, like that would be crazy. Like, but yeah, no, drinking, dude, you can't drink every day. Like, that's one of those things. That's one of those drugs that like your body just ain't meant to handle. Exactly. Like Joe was stupid, but his heart was in the right place. And like now, yeah, I don't know, man. That Spotify money went to his head, and then he went to Austin and became a totally different dude, like completely. He's like, I'm gonna steer directly into the skid of the far right. No, I'm not begging for money. I can't even. I don't have a Cash App, a Venmo. I don't have a Super Chat. Like right now, I'm getting a job as a teacher's aide. But wow, like thanks for worrying, I guess. Tarantino movie gangsta dude. I guess. I love Tarantino movies. I don't have any way to receive it, Zach. And like, you're kind of rude when you came in. I don't know if I want your money. Legitimately, like, Mantham, you're absolutely right. Like I used to listen to Joe, and I'm like, this guy's got some cool thoughts. This guy's got some interesting viewpoints of looking at things. Like, and then like I completely gave up when Duncan Trussell turned into one of them. He was the last bastion of sense in that group. Yeah, kind of, yeah. But that's because your system is withdrawing somewhat from the pot. Like, so you're just going to be a little anxious and a little cagey for a couple days, but you'll be fine after that. Also, I barely eat anyway. I eat like once or twice a day. That's it. But I'm prescribed this for general anxiety. I know Duncan, like Duncan, the most cerebral of all of them, and now he's got his hair tied back in a ponytail, has his beard in a point, smoking cigars. I was so disappointed. I was like, dude, I watched Carpopolis and I love that show. Now every time I hear hippocampus, I have to be like, damn it, Duncan. No, see, Lemonator, that's why you're wrong. Joe spreads misinformation like crazy. Just unbelievable amounts of misinformation. He believes things that are not true. He falls for deep fakes constantly. The man is a thick-headed, like, just idiot at this point. And yes, he is far right as fuck. The only reason why he's saying that he's not anti-woke and that he's not far right now is because he's realized that, like, all of his fandom has dropped off because they saw him for as the grifter that he is. Like, and you know, I'll say the same about Shane fucking Gillis. Like, Shane is funny, but like, yes, it's Christian. No, 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 no. That's not why I'm going on TRT. Holy Christ on crap. Like, oh my God, we don't need another any more of the Rogan sphere. Like, Shane Gillis is funny, but like the first time I heard him say, like, again, for somebody he was talking like that because is he gonna lock her up? I knew who he was immediately. Like, so Shane Gillis is a Trump, you know, ball gagger, just like the rest of them. He's just realizing that now is a good time to pull back. Like, all of them are seeing like the unbelievable like mess that Trump has made, so everybody's pulling back. Yeah, Lemonator, in 10 years, you will agree with me and you'll say you never disagreed. Thank you, Mantham. And no, we don't need more Rogans. We absolutely do not need more Rogans. We don't need people like you need to go out and like listen to scientists and not podcasters. Hell no, I didn't vote for Trump. Well, watch as Trump destroys the country, and as you guys lose your stuff, I'll just sit back as the country burns and roast marshmallows. Because I'm on the right side of history. But we can't fix stupid. You can lead a Trumper to knowledge, but you can't make him think.